How much pressure does this put on Big Ben in Pittsburgh?
Big Ben, threw for more yards than anybody, last year, and he obviously wants to. That's what he wants. That's why he got rid of Todd Haley, because I guess they were all trying to control him. He wants to throw the ball, and he wants to be the leader, and now he'll get that opportunity. And I do believe it puts pressure on him to win football games now that both of those guys are gone. Both Le'Veon and Antonio Brown are gone, and he's there by himself. He is the true leader with those 52 boys or 52 kids. Just incidentally, that's kind of what I believe most African Americans heard too. When you say 52 kids, 52 boys, same thing to making that kind of a statement. And I think that did kind of lend some credence to what Antonio Brown was saying about what's going on in the organization. I can't wait. I can't wait to see how this thing plays out on the football field. Next year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Cleveland coming up like they're coming up, Baltimore won the division last year. This is going to be interesting to see. And if they don't make a playoff next year again, there'll be some jobs. There'll be some jobs in jeopardy in Pittsburgh.
Well, I do want to say this. Kevin Colbert, in his second time around at the Combine to explain what he meant by 52 kids, said he was just referring to the fact that Ben's been to the Super Bowl and he's the grown-up, and he actually uses the phrase kids and has even done so to the face of Marquise Pouncey and the rest of the guys in the locker room. So I do want to throw that out there at least to you.
Yeah, it all sounds good. I understand. I'm sure he has time after he heard everybody else thoughts about it, to go back and try to clean that up and change it up. But still, that was out there. That was a narrative. And it still does this thing that you never really see Tom Brady does. It separates the quarterback from the rest of the team. That's one thing Troy and guys like Tom never would say. They don't say, all right, guys, get behind me, I'm leading you. No, they say, guys, come with me, we're going together. And that's what separates the good from the great. That's what I think separates championships. And we talk about being won championships. We didn't hear Ben was not the main leader of those teams that won those Super Bowls. That was Jerome Bettis and Hines Ward and those guys. And Ben never called those guys out. He never called out those guys. So for him to say that as if Ben led those teams, when Ben was just a part of those teams, and I think that's what the guys are trying to say now. Can he become a part of us? He can still be our leader, but as part of us, not as if he's out in front of us and above us all. That's the problem going on in Pittsburgh.
So a couple more minutes left with you, Irv. Juju Smith-Schuster without Antonio Brown. I know you love this kid. You were pounding the table for him when we were watching him work out at the Combine, all the way through, obviously, to his breakout seasons to start his career. Can he be as successful without Antonio Brown on the other side of the field, Michael?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can, Rich. Rich, you know I love this kid.
Yep.
And I love Juju. I don't care what I said it for the first day I saw him. When I hit the field at Combine, I said, he'll start out wherever he is as a number 2, but he'll grow into a number 1. He's been playing like a number 1 since he's gotten in the league. Now, there are pressures that come with being a number 1, but he has that mentality. He has that work ethic, and he certainly has the physical skill set and gifts. Pittsburgh has done a good job. I like the Washington kid that they have. I think he's a good player. And it's just a matter of now bringing him along without killing his confidence, but lifting him up, especially in his young stage right now. I think he'll do well. So, and Connor, they still have young talent. But if I'm Pittsburgh, if I'm owners, if I'm GM, I'm talking to Ben about his leadership style to make sure you don't mess up the young talent we have, because they've already seen, as you just talked about, Rich, they've seen an exodus plan. If things don't go right, they've already seen an exodus plan.
Yeah, Washington's only good if he runs through the route and doesn't just jump for the ball, right, Michael? I heard that somewhere. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly my point, man. So what if someone went on radio and said, "Now, Ben, next time you throw that, you gotta snap that ball off. You can't throw a sidearm. You gotta come. Don't tell me how to throw. Don't you tell me how to catch. You just make the throw, and I'll make the catch." But that's what we're talking about. It's just about leading. each other. All of these kids, everybody in the NFL are grown men, and you have to treat them as such. If you're asking guys to go out here and commit themselves and give all that they have, you got to treat them as a man, or you're going to have some of the situations that we've had in Pittsburgh.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.